Working on some jazz bass pickups. I'm just putting in the pole pieces to show you how I do it. I'm going to try and keep them straight as possible. And you want to keep the eyelets so they're not pushing up like that. You don't want them to. You want them to hang over the edge, so they're not on the flat surface. You can just look at the bottom, see if they're square or not. To the surface. If they're tilting, you see it on the bottom. You just keep going across like this, pressing it in. You can straighten them as you go. When you get them all in place, you can just space them by hand. Just make them look straighter. I always put the top of the eyelet on the bottom of this, so you have more to solder to, and it's easier. And I have a spacer that I built or made from just gotta make sure they're lined up. They're going pretty easy. The space is just so you don't go too far. Then I just finish it. Here we go. It's looking good. To get the right cover. Just got to come through a little more. You want to leave plenty of room for the windings. That looks really good. And that's how they should look. Coming through the top just a little bit. The next step in making pickups is I use a Sally Hansen Insta-Dry top coat. And the reason for this is if you got a bare spot in the wire, it won't short out. So I just kind of go over the pole pieces with it. Like so. This will dry quick too. I don't remember where I learned this from. Don't remember. And you flip it. Just go along the pole pieces. You don't have to gob too much on. You just want them coated. Yeah, it's very unlikely that the enamel's gonna be off the wire, but it could be. And it's not like you're winding a regular guitar pickup bobbin on plastic. So hopefully none of them will touch. And people ask me, they'll say, why do you charge so much for your pickups? This is why. I'm not going to give them away. I go the extra step and I pot them too in beeswax. I don't just use paraffin wax. I use a combination beeswax and paraffin. It's just how I've done it. And I like the results. And as far as winding, it depends on what sound you want. If you want a traditional jazz bass, you just wind it to the Fender specs, the number of winds. It's never, when you do it with a homemade machine, it's never like exact anyway. It's not like that's pretty close, I guess, because you set the counter and it counts the winds, but plus when you wind them by hand, holding the wire and winding them, they It can be a little bit loose or a little bit snug and just not so perfect, which actually is a good thing if you want, just a little different sound. If they're all made exactly the same, all the basses are going to sound exactly the same. That's kind of boring. So this is why I do it this way and why I wind them by hand on my machine. And I just have to let those dry and on to the next step. I've got the wire all hooked up, got the counter set, and I've got guides down here so it won't go flying off everywhere. It does happen though. And I'm just gonna show you how this works. I put a little cornstarch on my fingers just to hold the wire, because you don't want to hold it too tight. And I got the guide set so it'll just go back and forth right to the edge of the insides of the pickup. I'm just going to do it slowly at first, just to show you, so I can run it full tilt. Because you got to do about 9,500 wraps. This will go really fast. I'll show you how nice of a job it does. As you can see down in there. And I'll just fill in the spots there and just keep going back and forth until it's all done. And you can see I got the wires put in, and I'm just going to apply some solder. Put enough heat on to melt the enamel off the pickup wire, the coil wire. That should do it. Now I wind them opposite, and I'll charge them opposite too. Get it right. Trying to think how I did it. should work. Too much solder on there. Wipe that off. I'll get enough down in there. There's more on there. Next step is to charge them. This is what I do for potting my pickups. Just dip them in some beeswax. Make sure they're underneath. That should be good. About 15 minutes or until they stop bubbling. I got another one I can hang. That's about it. They are all done. I just let them drip off because they're still hot. I can handle a little heat on my fingers. There's a Tele one of my guitars. And just carefully wipe off the excess. As you can see, there's wires down in there you could hit. So I just carefully wipe it down. You don't need all that wax all over it. And it's still hot, but it doesn't bother me. I can handle it. There's that one. If there's some leftover wax, just scrape it off with the fingernail. So look at that. So be careful of those coils. And then just let them cool. I've got other pickup winding videos, but I wanted to show the start to the end. I thought I took a video of the charging them with magnets, but what I do, I just have this. Those are two magnets, rare earth magnets, real powerful ones, and I just run it between them until they're charged up. You can always redo that too. That's pretty much it. You just need to put the covers on them and put them in a base.